It is with a grateful heart that I thank you all for joining me. I am filled with a myriad of emotions as I announce the closure of my office and mark the end of 12 years of public service as Belize's Special Envoy for Women and Children. It has been a great honor and privilege to have been afforded such a unique platform from which to advocate on behalf of Belizeans whose voices were not being heard. The journey has been challenging, but the experience has been rewarding and enriching in expected and unexpected ways. Over the years, I've met with many women, children, and families who have shared with me their stories of violence in their communities, their personal experiences of marginalization and discrimination, and their hopes and dreams for themselves and their children's future. These have helped me to have a greater awareness and appreciation of the challenges people face and have galvanized me to action. I have also met so many incredible individuals, both here at home and abroad, who are committed and work tirelessly to address the myriad of social ills that negatively impact on the well-being of their fellow human beings. Individuals who, as cliché as it sounds, are trying to make this world a better place, especially for the most marginalized and vulnerable. It is through collaborations with these like-minded individuals that I have been able to achieve concrete and significant gains on behalf of vulnerable populations in Belize. Among those accomplishments, the two that I am perhaps most proud of are the construction and establishment of the Inspiration Center and the Neonatal and Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at the KHMH. My pride and satisfaction comes not only from seeing these two infrastructural projects come to fruition, but also from the means by which they came to life. The telethon and fundraisers held to secure the majority of the financing for the Inspiration Center and the PQ-NICU means that there are many ordinary Belizeans that can also take pride in the fact that they contributed to the realization of these critical services for children. Another area which I am proud to have contributed to is legislative reform. As we all know, a strong and updated legal framework is important to ensuring protections for the most vulnerable. The laws of a country cannot remain static, but must keep abreast with the political, legal, economic, and social developments of society. Invariably, there are also areas where the law is unclear, complicated, or inaccessible. This rings especially true for women and children who are often subjected to discriminatory practices and violence in its many forms. Belize, for example, had legislation on the books against sexual violence, but these laws were old and discriminatory. Fortunately, in 2013, I was joined by various stakeholders in lobbying for effective, gender-neutral amendments to the criminal code, holding perpetrators and enablers of sexual crimes to greater account. New laws on human trafficking and the commercial sexual exploitation of children were also passed through these efforts. I've also lobbied for anti-discrimination legislation that would provide for equal opportunities for all persons, radiation safety and security legislation to ensure that the country is able to manage radiation equipment for cancer treatment, and cybercrime legislation for stricter penalties for perpetrators of cybercrime. I am pleased to announce that two of these pieces of legislation were recently introduced in the House of Representatives. As an extension of my efforts to ensure the safety, protection, and empowerment of children in 2013, while working with fellow stakeholders to revise the criminal code, I also co-authored 2 books. The books, both of which are entitled My Body is Precious, are aimed at educating children and adolescents about sexual abuse. The books are also a tool to encourage parents to communicate openly with their children about this sensitive subject. Today, I am satisfied knowing that these books have reached thousands of children and adolescents across Belize. Furthermore, the children's version has been animated and translated into 3 additional languages: Garifuna, Maya, and more recently, Spanish. In February of 2016, I also launched a publication called Having Fun with Rights, a children's activity book. The book draws on the Convention on the Rights of the Child and is intended for use with children aged 8 to 11 years old. It was designed to make the teachings of children's rights enjoyable, and the activities, which are based on situations occurring in homes, schools, and social settings, make the material relatable while encouraging children to think critically. This activity book has also been widely distributed. Ladies and gentlemen, through my work as Special Envoy, I have come to realize the extent to which women are excluded and disadvantaged. They generally have fewer economic resources than men and face a variety of barriers to accessing proper health care, education, and financial services such as loans. This is why, March in 2014, my office, in collaboration with the National Women's Commission, launched the 20,000 Strong Women's Empowerment Campaign to rally women. The goal of the campaign was to highlight the invaluable contributions that women make to Belizean society despite the gender inequalities we face. The campaign also sought to shed light on the many issues that negatively impact women and girls and need urgent attention. The first 20,000 Strong Women's Empowerment Rally was held under the theme Imagine a Belize Without Women, and has since become a biennial event as part of Belize's commemoration of Women's Month. One of the most prominent issues that is highlighted under the 20,000 Strong campaign and that has been plaguing our nation is the issue of gender-based violence. As a result, since 2016, my office has played a leading role in planning and execution of the launch of 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence. A poignant feature of the launch are the testimonials by survivors and/or their family members. These testimonials provide sensitization and awareness for those who listen and healing for those who share their stories of courage and survival. Ladies and gentlemen, I have highlighted just some of the areas and activities that I have undertaken during my tenure as Special Envoy for Women and Children. I am pleased and indeed humbled when I reflect on how much has been accomplished over little more than a decade by an office with a tiny staff, 2 persons and in many cases 1 person, and no budget allocation for office supplies, much less the major projects and activities that were successfully implemented. I have been able to reach out nationally, regionally, and internationally to advance the cause of women and children in significant ways. Despite the many accomplishments, there is so much more to be done with and on behalf of those who are least served by our policies, laws, and systems. We must continue to ensure the rights of all children. And we must continue on the path to empowering all women so they have opportunity, representation, choice, and the power to make decisions for themselves and their families. We must level the playing field to eliminate women's disadvantage and give them an equal chance with men to succeed. We must continue to fight against discrimination and hate. I was committed to these issues prior to becoming Special Envoy, working through the Lifeline Foundation to effect meaningful change in the lives of children. And so, I may be leaving the post of Special Envoy for Women and Children, but my passion for and commitment to the issues will always remain. I pledge to continue the fight. Before closing, there are so many people I wish to thank. I must start with my family, my husband, who has been very supportive. Dean, I am grateful for your encouragement and unstinting support. Despite the heavy responsibility you carry as Prime Minister, you always had the time to listen to my ideas, provide valuable input and advice, and, of course, ensure that Salima was well cared for when I was away on duty travel. To my daughter Salima, I could not have done any of this without you. You were just a toddler, yes, 2 years, when this journey started. It was incredibly hard for me to be away from you when duty called, but your resilience and adaptability gave me comfort and reassurance. Your very existence. The fact that I'm a mother of a beautiful, intelligent girl child has been fuel for my work. I am keenly and personally aware of what is at stake and what I'm fighting for. A better Belize, where all children, but girls in particularly, can thrive. To my mom, my first teacher from whom I learned the life lessons of the importance of service to others, the importance of being grateful and doing your best. Mom, you continue to teach me, guide me, and believe in me. Thank you. I must also thank my siblings. And for those who know me, know that I have a lot of siblings. I thank all of them. They are my perpetual cheerleaders. My sister, Karen, Charette, Kent, Anthony, Cuthbert, Candice, thank you so much. You have made this journey a lot easier for me. Beyond the list of partners, funders, and general supporters who made our achievements possible is impossibly long. But allow me to highlight a few people. I am especially grateful to the CEOs who supported my many requests for assistance and technical support, particularly the CEO in the Ministry of Human Development, Judith Alpuche. CEOs in the Ministries of Health, Drs. Peter Allen, Ramon Figueroa, and Dr. Goff. I also extend my thanks to the CEOs in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that have served through the years, Ambassadors Alexis Rosado, Lawrence Sylvester, Patrick Andrews, and Annie Burns. You have been gracious in allocating space for my office in your buildings and extending many other courtesies. To the ladies who have worked with me at one time or another, Kendra Griffith, Delana Bain, Makiva Westby, Cindy Jones, Kayla Artes, Perla Hinojosa, and Sitna Belize. Thank you for your professionalism and for helping me to bring my ideas to life. My cousin, I know the thank you list is long, but to my cousin Edith and Nana J, thank you for both taking Salima as your own and ensuring she always felt the love and support needed, especially while I was away. Ms. Altea, Ms. Elda, and Mr. Mejia, thank you for all your help over the years. To my Lifeline sisters, thank you. It's been a wonderful ride with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, as a young girl growing up in Santa Elena, I learned from my parents that with focus, hard work and persistence, I could achieve anything I set my sights on. The post of Special Envoy for Women and Children has provided me a fantastic opportunity to harness those lessons to make meaningful contributions to our Belizean society. It has been my absolute pleasure to serve my people. It is my earnest hope that the contributions that I have made will inspire others to do their part in building a Belize that is worthy of its children. A very heartfelt thank you.